So Caitlin Clark just broke a huge record. A huge record. And this is probably unbeatable. It's probably unbeatable. Like there's a lot of Caitlin Clark records that I'm like, okay, like this can be beaten. I don't know if this one can be beaten. To do it in 59.
That's not hype. That's someone looking at the numbers, connecting the dots, and arriving at a conclusion that almost sounds unbelievable. Caitlin Clark just shattered another record, and now a bold claim is making waves across the basketball world. Nobody is ever going to break it. Not next season. Not in the next decade. Maybe not at all. Sounds extreme, right? But before dismissing it as fan talk, let's actually dig into the numbers, examine the logic, and find out whether this record is truly untouchable or if there's still a path for someone to chase it down.
This is that. Fastest to 500 assists obviously is Caitlin Clark. But like when you do something 23 games faster and she was injured. If she didn't get injured last year, like before her second injury, she was averaging 23 and 9 on the season. And she was averaging the same numbers she is right now.
The record everyone is talking about is simple. Fastest player in WNBA history to reach 500 career assists. But what makes it shocking isn't just that Clark got there first. It's how much faster she got there. Reports suggest she reached the milestone roughly 23 games quicker than the previous record holder, and she did it despite missing time because of injury. That's the detail that...
I think there's going to be faster people to 1,000 points. I don't know if there'll ever be someone in the WNBA faster to 1,000 assists. I don't know if there ever will be. But that player is not coming anytime soon. Like, we're looking at guards, especially in the era of combo guards. These high assist guards aren't really...
This is where the argument starts to build. The claim isn't that future stars won't score at an incredible rate. Plenty of players will race toward major scoring milestones. Assists are different. To pile up assists this quickly, you need a very specific kind of player operating in a very specific environment. The league continues moving toward combo guards who can create their own offense and hunt shots for themselves. Traditional pass first.
You're looking 100, 104, 102, 101, 84, 82. And I'm like, this is genuinely scary. I genuinely do think that she is like statistically there's never going to be anyone that matches up to there's never going to be anyone that's able to match up to Caitlin statistically and break this record.
And that's where this stops sounding like a hot take and starts looking like a structural reality. Look at the assist numbers game after game, month after month. It's not about one spectacular performance. It's about relentless consistency. To break a record set at this pace, a challenger would need to maintain elite production across multiple seasons without suffering the dips that injuries, coaching changes, roster issues, or bad fits usually create. Great stretches happen all the time. Sustaining greatness year after year is where records become nearly impossible to touch.
Because the game, there's talk of moving the NBA game, of like bringing the NBA game down to 40 minutes. Like, there's never going to be a situation where the WNBA game gets brought up to 48. Like, it would take a WNBA game being brought up in minutes for this record to be broken. Like, nobody's coming in, and like Caitlin had the best individual rookie season.
So why does this record feel especially protected? The answer is simple: time. The WNBA plays 40-minute games, and that isn't changing anytime soon. Future guards aren't suddenly getting 8 extra minutes every night to stack assists. Fewer minutes mean fewer possessions, and fewer possessions mean fewer opportunities to create statistics. The structure of the game itself places...
Like, nobody's coming in, and like Caitlin had the best individual rookie season of all time. Of all time. There's been no better statistical rookie season ever. Like, Caitlin Clark is putting up numbers that if the season was to end today, like if the Indiana Fever are a top 4 seed and she ends the season with her current numbers, she's winning MVP. Like, I don't think people understand that. Like, no matter what the narrative is about defense, the narrative about anything, fuck it, she's a better defender than Taurasi ever was. But she's winning MVP. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it if the Fever are the 4th seed and she ends the season with these numbers.
The rookie season behind all of this is the part many people overlook. Supporters argue that Clark delivered the greatest statistical rookie campaign the league has ever seen. That's a massive statement, but it's central to the discussion. If the Fever finish near the top of the standings while she continues producing at her current level, some believe the MVP race becomes less of a debate and more of a formality. That's why the assist record matters. It isn't an isolated achievement. It's one piece of a larger season that has been rewriting expectations from the very beginning.
Some of the things that she has set. Like, Caitlin Clark had, I think she have 11 assists and a half. Like, I think someone might break the 19 assist record. But, like, it's going to be real tough. It's going to be really, really tough. And if we're being honest here, to do that while averaging 20 points a game. And, like, so what's going to happen there is a number 1 pick is going to have to walk onto a team with one of the best pick and roll. It's going to have to be a number 1 pick point guard.
To be fair, even supporters of this argument admit not every record is safe. That's actually what makes the position more believable. Certain marks remain very breakable. Single-game assist records can fall. Rookie assist totals can fall too, especially now that the league schedule continues to expand.
To do that while averaging 20 points a game. And, like, so what's going to happen there is a number 1 pick is going to have to walk onto a team with one of the best pick and roll. It's going to have to be a number 1 pick point guard. Has to walk onto a team with one of the best bigs in the league and one of the best off-ball scorers in the league with a couple of shooters around here. That's basically what's going to happen. That's going to have to happen. Otherwise, the record's safe. And if I'm being real here, the record's relatively safe. I'm not going to say the record's 1,000% safe or anything. I'll say the record's relatively safe. Like, it's going to take, like, there's not a player alive that's going to break this record. There's not a player alive.
So what would it realistically take to break this pace record? The blueprint is almost absurdly specific. You would need a number 1 overall pick who plays point guard, ideally around 6'1" or 6'2", strong enough to handle heavy minutes and avoid matchup problems. Then that player would need to land immediately on a roster featuring elite shooters, a dominant pick-and-roll partner, and proven scoring threats around them. In other words, you need the perfect prospect joining the perfect team at exactly the right moment. Once you...
Olivia Miles is done. Like, Olivia Miles, even though it's through like 10 games, for Olivia Miles to do it, she's going to have to average 20 and 10 for another, 51 games. I don't know, that's not it. It's probably 19, it's probably 20 or 19 and 9, which Olivia Miles isn't going to do. So nobody's going to break this anytime soon. Nobody.
One name occasionally mentioned as a possible challenger is Olivia Miles. And to be clear, she's an outstanding talent. But chasing this record is a completely different challenge. It's not about putting together a strong opening stretch or producing for a few months. You're talking about maintaining something close to 20 points and 9 or 10 assists per game across years of competition without experiencing a major slump. That's a career-long standard, not a temporary hot streak. The difference between a promising start and a decade of elite production is enormous, and this record only rewards the latter.
Like, if you look at current players, she's what, 2 ahead of Sabrina Ionescu? Or 3 ahead of Sabrina Ionescu? Like, she's like 2 ahead of Sloot. Sabrina very rarely gets 10 assists in a game. It's one of those things where Paige very rarely gets 10 assists in a game. She's like a unicorn as far as the WNBA is concerned. She's an absolute unicorn. Like, she had 5 straight 20 and 10 games, I think. Oh, sorry, 3 straight 20 and 10 games. She had 5 straight assist double-doubles as a rookie. Like, she actually, I think she's 4th all-time in rookie double-double streak. And she did it with assists, with a triple-double sprinkle.
The comparison that really highlights how unusual this achievement is comes when you stack Clark's assist production against today's established stars. By the standards being discussed, she isn't chasing them, she's setting the pace. Many elite guards rarely record double-digit assists consistently. Clark was producing them in bunches, piling up double-doubles and even mixing in triple-doubles during her rookie season. That's not simply a talented guard having a great year. That's something the league rarely sees. And that's where the debate ultimately lands. Some of Clark's records will probably fall. Single game marks, expanded schedule rookie totals, and certain scoring milestones remain within reach for future stars. But the fastest path to 500 assists belongs in a different category. Breaking it requires more than greatness. It requires the perfect player on the perfect roster, staying healthy long enough to maintain a historic pace in a league whose structure offers little room for error. That's why the most reasonable conclusion sits somewhere between completely unbreakable and easily breakable. The truth is probably in the middle. Yet even in that middle ground, this record still looks like one that could outlast an entire generation of guards. So here's the question. Can you name one realistic player on a realistic roster who breaks this record within the next decade? Not a fantasy scenario. Not a dream draft. A real player. If that's difficult to answer, that might tell you everything you need to know about just how secure this record really is.